Thank you. It's so strange, you just wait and try to guess when is the right moment. So, okay. Hello again, I'm here for the second time. Raise your hand. Who wasn't here at 10 o'clock? Okay, some of you. So I will give you the quick recap, like in telenovela, last episode, and then it's like the 30 seconds of the most drama in last episodes. For those of you who never see me, my name is David, I'm from Prague, Czech Republic, and I manage Amazon brands, but I'm also a fan of marketplaces in general, so I talk a lot about marketplaces. And this is gonna, the first part was about the trends and what is going on, and this is gonna be more practical, like what I would do if I were you. That's the topic, right? Because there are so many marketplaces, some of them are, bullshit, ignore them, some of it is actually worth trying. So, quick recap of the 10 a.m. We actually went through those 5 things. Cross-border is the growth, local is going down. And even if I don't speak Hungarian, the cross-border word, I see it in every presentation. Hopefully it doesn't mean anything different in Hungarian, but I guess no. The marketplaces are responsible for the cross-border. We a little bit talk about the Temu problem, that they actually need you to succeed, so it's up to you if they're going to succeed. And we talk about that retailers all around Europe are actually switching to the marketplace model because it's much more convenient for them than to just move packages. They can just charge you fees. And we established Amazon as a Michael Phelps. If any sportman would be Amazon, it would be Michael Phelps. Here is the story, I learned it from Czech Republic. We have the marketplace called Kaufland. You know it, it's the retailer. But now in my country, they use e-commerce. Standard marketplace, Amazon-like or Allegro-like. They were hunting Czech sellers for years. They were going for Czech sellers like, hey, expand to Germany. It's fine, you're gonna get some more, orders and so on and so forth. I would say dozens of sellers use that, maybe low hundreds. Sell on Kaufland.de from Czech. Then, Kaufland entered Czech Republic. And you know what happened? Yes, they get some money from the Czech platform, but the Czechs start to join Czech Kaufland, but they actually make the money in Germany. And the ratio was like 20-1, 10-1 in favor of Germany. So the sellers were quite resistant to the message when it was cross-border, but once the platform came in, it was like, oh, it's in my country. They join it, see, okay, I will have some orders, but the big money are making outside. And I think for next few years, it's going to be same with Allegro. You're going to join Allegro because it's here, but you will actually make money somewhere else. These are the numbers from the local marketplaces, and I erased the Chinese because no one who's mentally stable would like to have a business with those guys. So I guess no one here is like, I want to be on AliExpress. So I get rid of those guys. This is the European-like platforms or platforms who they do in Europe. And we just established in the first part, Amazon is the biggest, and it looks quite devastating because they sell all the categories in most of the countries. And the other guys are doing all the categories in one country or all the countries one category. And the fun part of last years and the next years is they're gonna mix it out. So Zalando, no longer fashion. They're gonna do toys, beauty, cosmetics in many countries. Allegro, not only Poland, other countries, etc., etc., etc. Very good time to be a seller, I would say, in this matter. Meme, which I showed you last time, this is actually the visualization of the last graph, if you like the memes. And 1 year ago, I made this reflex, or made this idea on LinkedIn. It was like, that year I helped sellers on those marketplaces, and I make what you should prioritize. And this is actually it. So Amazon, we just talked about it, biggest, but by far most difficult, like 10x. A good Amazon account manager have like 5 brands, 10. I know one guy from UK who's doing 10, like only 10 brands. He's like 10 out of 10 guys. I know someone who managed 45 accounts on different marketplaces. Big brands have team of 5 on Amazon and one person for 5 marketplaces. That's the difference of a difficulty. So if you're starting, Amazon is actually sometimes too much. eBay, if you are not from second-hand, automotive, and collectibles, don't do it. It's too much of a work. My personal experience. Too much of the work and less orders. Or do it, after a year, I don't know, up to you. And then is the mix of the locals, which I found Kaufland the easiest, and Emak the worst to work with. Sorry. Now I'm in danger to go back. But that's how it is. Sorry, that's how I found it. Anyway, the trend of the retailers actually becoming a marketplaces, we can see it as the somatotypes, like the mesomorph, endomorph, and the ectomorph is like, okay, the fat guys are Amazon. It's like, we eat all, everything. Just, it has its advantages, right? Even it doesn't look like it, but it has some advantages. They have, they have the revenue, the profit, and the sheer scale. Then there's the web stores. You know your customers, you know your category, but you're just, very small guy. But the big retailers, Decathlon, Douglas, Notino, whatever, in every category, pick the top 3 and that's them. They're gonna implement in some shape or form the marketplace because they will actually take the best from both worlds. They will take the specialization and the customer care here, and they will take the size here. Because they know that against the Temu and Amazon, with their capital they have for it, they can't compete on the scale. They can compete with the touch and the specialization and the extra services, which those guys will never be able to do. Here's the one example. A good source, by the way, guys from Poland. It's called Market Maze. This is a sport category in Europe. You know all the, the big guys, right? But there are so many other platforms for sport. Decathlon probably the most famous. They're hiring other brands from sport. They're doing additional services. They're gonna repair your bike. Amazon will never do that. They will damage your bike when they're sending it to you, most likely. They will give you additional services. This is the way. So if just go on the Market Maze or Marketplace Universe, that's ladies from Germany, they have a map for every single category. Research your category, join them. You can still talk to them. It's not like on Amazon, thank you for your inquiry. Here is the AI. No, it's actual people you can talk to. So let's go back to you. Usually there are 3 types of businesses. Vendor, B2B. You sell to marketplaces or to other platforms. I'm not going to talk about it because I know nothing about that. But they're usually distributors or brands. Distributors, you have many brands. Brand, you have just your own. Maybe you have both, but then you are the one, what's dominant? Then you identify with. Okay, both of you can use marketplaces with just different model. One is going on offense and one is going on a defense. Now, defense is not bad. I do boxing for many years. The best boxer ever is called Floyd Mayweather, which maybe some of you don't even know. You know Mike Tyson, right? Because Mike Tyson was knocking people out, but he being knocked out as well. Floyd Mayweather never lost a match and never been knocked out because of his defense. So his defense was the biggest opportunity. No one ever, defeat him. So let's talk to the distributors. You distributor, you have more brands, right? Easy. Marketplace catalogs are your biggest advantages. What does that mean? It's like every single marketplace, I would say almost exclusively, if it's from Europe, they run the same system. It's like one product with EN code, one listing, many sellers. Side note, why eBay, it's not relevant anymore for many categories? They don't have it, or have it in some categories, not in all. So you have 5,000 products, marketplaces have at least, I don't know, half of it in their system. You can join them. Give me your EN code, give me your price, give me your shipping, you're good to go. You don't need to list, translate, whatever. You kind of just connect. This is your biggest leverage. Yes, and in the end, you are on the same page with all the other. But that's what makes it easier for the customer and even for the seller. So if your products as a distributor are on the market, that's good. If they're not there, it's bad. You kind of understand why. Because you would need to do all the heavy lifting. It doesn't mean you never list a product as a distributor. You never create it. That's not the case. It's just don't do it on day one. Ignore it in the beginning. Why? Too time consuming, and you do it for everyone. So I sell the sneakers, you sell the sneakers too. I do all the tags, translation, everything. I put it into Allegro. In 50 seconds, there are 3 other sellers, including you. And you take the margin and I do the heavy lifting. So you don't want to do that in the beginning. Later, maybe. Your business as a distributor is actually the first that marketplaces are coming for. They're coming for the distributors because it's easy to capture. They just need more distributors. So you use Arukeresho over here. Okay, so you have your product, 5 different web stores from Hungary sell it through Arukeresho. And then Allegro came in, but Allegro is not one offer. They actually have 105 offers from 4 different countries, and they show you the best. So it's not like you going against the 6 Allegro, you're going against 108 in that moment, something like that. So that's why this business is so difficult to do against those platforms, and you can join them. Those marketplaces, by the way, they want you, they don't want to be the seller. They don't want to move packages. They want to sell you ads and selling fees. So they will welcome you with open hands, some of them over there. They ignore local distribution. If your business is about, I'm just, exclusive on this country, you can try, and I would love to see the result. You can go to Allegro and tell them, just me will sell this product in Hungary. Good luck. Good luck with that. Our European advantage is it's fragmented. Currencies, languages, taxes, laws, blah, blah, blah. That's why it still works. In the US, it's much more difficult because there's one big Amazon. This is like more small islands, so you can maneuver. So this business is in danger, but still can be relevant. It's not like it's ending day one, definitely not. If you hesitate to join them because you don't like them and you don't want to help them, I get it. And you are right. You're helping them. However, you help them by 0.01 and they help you by, let's say, 30%. So then it's up to you. You want the revenue, because they're going to be big with or without you if you do the distribution business. Advantage, they want you, I just mentioned it, they don't want to be the seller, right? Your costs are variable. Selling fees and shipping, you can calculate into the price. So I sell the sneakers for 100 on Hungarian market, but actually because of the fees and shipping and returns and blah, 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 110 is the price for marketplace X. Okay, if I don't sell, I do not pay. So my costs are variable. There are some costs, of course, but they're pretty low. The fixed costs are pretty low. You pay the tool and some time. Every sale should be a margin, or you intentionally lowering the price to just get rid of stuff on your warehouse. You don't like it, you don't want it, whatever. Disadvantage, obviously, it can end anytime. Because I'm a competition, I join it, your sales drop by 20%, nothing you can do about that. Because I joined, I have better prices, more portfolio, whatever is the case, right? No brand, nobody knows you exist, you just sell and you get a margin or you don't. The customers don't care. They see on the invoice, like Palinka shop 321. It's like, okay, but they shop sneakers on Allegro or Amazon or whatever. And the biggest hurt of this business is usually the customer care and the shipping. That's where it ends. You can maybe import the offers to marketplace, but then it sucks when you can't answer the customers and ship it. That's the hurdle of 90% of distributors. They can't handle the shipping and customer care, which sounds easy. You do it on your web store, right? In fact, it's the hurdle most of the time. So, if you say, okay, I'm gonna try it, I'm a distributor, here is the biggest takeaway I learned in 8 years. You ready for it? Spray and pray. Sorry for all the analytics, guys, but I never found any way how to properly measure it because there are so many variables and the margins are so tight that if I miss the 10%, that's actually your margin. So go on the marketplaces, list the products, try to sell them, put there a good price, and after 3 months, you know. And if nothing is happening, you can just switch it off and do whatever you want. My friend who's doing the distribution business, this is his quote. And I kind of agree with that. It's evil you need to participate with. He told me that with the beer and he was like really tired. So now go to the private label. Who's here from the private label world, or are you managing private labels or something? Okay, there are some guys, cool. People say it's for you, marketplaces. Sell only private label, right? Because you have the margin. Yes and no. I just make the case for distributor, but if we say that for distributor is good when it's on the market, I would say it's opposite for a brand. Most likely your brand is not on the marketplace, 99% your brand is not there. But if it's there, it means two things. Either you are super successful worldwide brand, congratulations, usually not. Usually it's some of your distributors was faster than you, list your product, and I guarantee the information they are not correct. Because they don't care, they have just margin, they will not put all the informations, all the pictures, everything, they just put everything they have like, list it. So be first, that's, because to fix it, it's more work. It's much better to be first, if your own brand. And the marketplaces have some tools to help you, it's not like they're gonna ignore it, but much more work. So this is actually how usually people think about the private labels. I have the private label and it has good margin. Customers seems to like it on my domestic market. Marketplace sells the same item or a very similar item. That's why it's gonna work. That's why it's not gonna work. Because you think all of it and then comes the customer to the marketplace and see this. Which one is mine? That's the problem with marketplaces. They commoditize everything. And because we have more brands than factories, then everyone is the same. That's the most difficult stuff on a marketplace. How will I be different? Here is an example which is very close to me. I love this brand. I have it on me right now. It's called Angry Beards. It's a cosmetic for, the beard oils and so on. Their USP, which you can see this, is the communication. They're super informal. I love it. This is from their website. Old wisdom says that the first thing you penetrate on a woman is her nose. Guarantee cat catcher that takes females of all ages. We can test it on me in the lobby. But this is very cool, I love it. But if you look at the Amazon listing, it's fucking boring. It's just like any other oil. It's a good product, there's decent reviews, good price, it's fine. But it's not them. It's either they can't do it, because Amazon will probably not allow you to say this on the website. So it's very difficult to work with their USP, or they don't want to do it, I don't know, up to them. But it doesn't work. Because they get rid of their biggest USP and they're just like everyone else. And it kind of probably works, but I would guess that they're not that satisfied with the result. Differentiation wins on the marketplace. Differentiation can be you are the first in the category, right? So there are a lot of small regional marketplaces. So maybe you're first in the category, fine, go there. If you go for the category which already exists, you need to be different. Do you know what's the most successful brand from Slovakia on Amazon? It's called Jedoles. And they sell socks. Just socks. It's very simple. And do you know what's their USP? Variations. They have hundreds of different socks with deers, with frogs, with Santa Claus, with beer, with palinka, with erešpišta, with, I don't know, whatever. Because nobody does that. Usually the brand is like 5, 10, 20 different images. They have 100. That's the USP. And they're most successful Slovak brand. And not my client. I'm like, nothing to do with them. I'm just, cheer for them. Anyway, if you want to differentiate, there are 3 things you want to do. Look at what your competition is doing on the market, if there's some on the marketplace. If not, maybe it's the USP. Look at the demand, difficult to measure. Marketplaces will not tell you, but try to guess. Google Trends, reviews, do whatever you can just to measure if the category exists. If the category doesn't exist, don't go there. Because it's like, I put the product on the shelf, but it's totally irrelevant for the customer, and find what's different. And it doesn't need to be like, I have patent I'm Tesla and I, whatever, have rockets. Maybe it's just the simple as the Adoles with the socks. No spray and pray, you hand pick one. Smaller, better. Sometimes I understand fashion can do it, automotive can do it. If you can, one marketplace, one product, next. Spray and pray, I get it, it sometimes works. For me, usually didn't. If I should pick one, or if you ask me which product should I prioritize for marketplace, it usually be like this. Something which costs more than 10 euros because of the margin. Smaller, better. Less localized, which means I will understand what to do with that even if I can't speak Hungarian, like sneakers, obviously. It's not changing. Marketplace wants something stable. That's why they suck at fashion, by the way. And only Zalando and other are specialized for it. Because Amazon is like, you build a ranking and then the product is down. And then you build another one, you're going down. You can't do it in fashion, right? When it's changing 3 times a year. Ideally impossible to copy, which Chinese will somehow figure it out, but let's make it much more difficult for them. And pick the best value for money. If I should pick what product you should prioritize for marketplace, it's the one that's bestseller. It's not going to be that probably successful as in other countries, but if you don't know how to do it, go for the customers, because customers in the end want the same. That's, by the way, why Amazon is dominating, because they, as we talk at 10, they solved everything, and they have the Prime subscriptions. And they erase the differences between countries, sellers, products. If you have good product, no one cares where you're from. You can just sell it. You can be the best socks in Germany from Slovakia. Why not? Because you have great product. This is the advantage of Amazon. But it's like every other marketplace have its same. So now you understand what they mean. Brands, offense. You actively finding the place, one product, ideally, few products, few marketplaces, and then you moving. That's what worked for me. Again, if you have experienced that you spray and pray with your brand, it works, congrats. Never worked for me. And the distributors, you're defending your position. You selling the marketplace customers instead of someone else will. But if you hate platforms, and you maybe do, I sometimes do as well, just remember this. I showed it at 10. This is the research by Boston Consulting Group. What's important for customers on the left side and where they find it. The orange is web stores and the green is the marketplaces. So the customers, it's in West, right? So that's heavily affected by FBA, Amazon fulfillments. They go for individual web stores for loyalty. They love the brand, customer care, customer touch, and for premium, high-quality products. So if you go against them or you don't want to join them, good, I understand. Just work on this. I love Angry Birds, not because of the oil itself, it's good anyways, but I love when they message like that, because I hate if it's like, you know, too sterile communication. Everyone is the same and then those guys are different, so that's why I like them. Don't worry that marketplaces will dominate everyone and everything. Like as Gandalf said, there's hope. It's fool's hope, but there's hope. Don't worry that there will still be plenty of people shopping somewhere else. It's just more work. It's just more work. One thing that is happening in the US, for example, if you have your own web store, you have higher margin in your web store. It's just 5 to 10 times worse conversions than you have on Amazon. So you can do it. It's just 5 times more work. So good luck. So what I try to say, there's a recap. Ignore local, go cross-border. Even if the platforms were here, because they are here, just starting, very small, it's going to take some time until they're going to be big, and they're going to take the market which already exists. So if you're going to focus here, you maybe lose 10-20% of the Hungarian market, okay, but you can get like 200% somewhere else. Marketplaces can be a new revenue stream. If you're a distributor, you just distribute and subsidize their retail, and you spray and pray. brand, carefully pick. And if you have global product, then it's nothing better than this. And I'm not saying that just like I work with Amazon, obviously, so I'm maybe not objective. You may not trust me saying that, but it's true, because they as the first solve all of it. That's why you can do. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to once again repeat the challenge. If you have some questions for me and you don't want to ask in person, which I'm going to be here till, I don't know, tomorrow, depends on the volume of Palinka. I publish on LinkedIn from time to time. There's my contact, and I have one challenge. I said publicly here that I'm looking for one Hungarian brand who is willing to go public about their Amazon journey. I will help you to go on Amazon, but you need to be super public about it, and we're gonna publish it next year here as a case study, how this Hungarian brand went on Amazon, and maybe it's gonna be a huge failure, but you need to be open about it. That's the deal. I'm already off the time, so thank you very much. If you have some questions, I'm gonna be there on the coffee, so you can be there. Thank you very much.